few years ago, up until about 4 years ago, I was a firefighter. I was working in Houston, Texas for 17 years. I was a firefighter. I was injured and had to take a disability. So I was thinking, okay, if they're going to force me to retire, I'm going to do something I love to do. I've always liked to draw, so I started a comic book company and started going to the conventions, finding out about the industry, and showing the people my work. And the more people liked the work, the more I started to realize, okay, I can do this on my own. Instead of trying to get on with a big company, I'll just start to push myself. And as I did, it started to grow and evolved into what you see now as Angel Comics. And we have our first book, Children of the Apocalypse, that's already out. The second and third issue are following in the consecutive months of April and May. And I'm also up to do some work for Top Cow and Image Comics. So basically I'm trying to get busier and busier as it goes.
So your company is solely you? You don't have other...
Yeah, I have other artists, and we network, and what we do is we have colorists that work with us in Spain, Great Britain, and Italy, and also here in America. So I do the work, I draw it, ink it. We have different inkers that work with me on different projects. And as I do the work, send it to the inker, then to the colorist, and then it's back to me to be edited and put together as the book. And from there, my partner is a printer, so we print the books and have all of the printed material, posters, advertisement, all of that on our own. Okay.
So you never look back at the fire department?
I enjoyed it, and it was a great job, but it's a lot of stress. So I'm working harder than I was there. I just love to do it. I draw every day. Mm-hmm.
So what did you draw before you went into the comic book business? You said
I used to do a professional portraits. So I did it backwards. A lot of comic book artists go from comic books into what they call the professional arts or the fine arts. I went from fine art into comic books. So I actually did professional portraits, paintings, and things of that nature. And then a little bit of forensic reconstruction of faces and things like that for when, say, like somebody had a stroke, they wanted me to draw the picture or portrait pre-stroke or pre-injury. And that started to get interesting, but it also helped me with my anatomy for doing comic books.
So who was that angel that reached out to you and say, hey, you got the talent, I'm going to help you?
Well, actually, it was God. He said, I gave you this from a child, and I said, I bless the work of your hands. And so I started moving my hands. And then there was Hugh Wynn, who was my partner, who said, if you want to do this, I will back you. His name is Hugh Wynn. He owns a company called Absolute Color out of Houston. And he saw the vision of what I wanted to do and started to back me fully. And as he did, I met a writer, Amanda McMurray, and then all the guys in my crew that helped me to put the books together, Benjamin Carbonero, Mike Charles, Mike Brooks, Adrian Nelson, Devin Richard, and other people that actually make up Angel Comics.
Well, let's talk about the business side of it.
Okay.
What would you tell a person aspiring to be what you are, writing comic strips, to do? You know, you decide that you want this as a career and you say, well, I don't know how to get into this.
Okay. If you want to get into the comic industry, decide whether you're going to be a writer, penciler, inker, colorist. And once you make that decision on there, then you can start to look at what it's going to cost, how much time it's going to take, and whether you want to do it full time. Getting into the industry, I would say, is something that you want to do full time. Because if I become a penciler, then I need to learn storytelling. I need to learn how the books are laid out. So you actually get in and start learning the industry. What characters are hot, which ones are really selling well, what you can and cannot do, and what are your limitations. Talk to a lot of the professionals. They are really nice. They will help you. They will talk to you as long as they know you're serious about it.
I'm looking at your artwork, and this is just fantastic.
Okay.
And when I look at this woman here, the first thing comes to my mind is pistol packing mama. what were you thinking when you made this one here?
Actually, the Children of the Apocalypse is a story of a group of rebels fighting back against the backdrop of the apocalypse that's going on. And in the story, a young girl discovers that her father and godfather are the false prophet and antichrist. and joining with the rebels. She fights against them for over 3.5 years, and not knowing that her struggle, her cause becomes everybody's cause to stand against what the Antichrist was doing during this time period. Best way to kind of surmise it is to say, if you took Anne Frank from the Diary of Anne Frank, give her 2 pistols, have her join the French underground and fight against the Germans in that time. Only difference is this is the apocalypse. It's using all types of technology. The fighters and everything are all basically from all over the world coming together and realizing that mankind is the one that needs to stick together. Then they become the children of the apocalypse, and that's why we call it Coda.
So it's a continual thing.
It's a continuing story.
And who writes your...
I created it. Amanda McMurray, who works for DC Comics on Teen Titans, Batman, Wonder Woman, she does the writing with me. And I give her the ideas that I have, crazy as they are, and she turns them into actual stories with the dialogue and all of that.
So, okay, let's talk about the most exciting part of your career, and then we're going to talk about the downside. Because, you're going to have that no matter what you're in.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the most exciting part for me is interacting with the people, seeing what they like, and then when I give them the artwork that I do for them, the expressions on their face, how appreciative they are, like the young lady who just comes up and gives me a card and thank you for doing some art for me, and that is the most exciting part of it all, and the surprise of saying, hey, somebody's paying me for something that I love to do. And the downside of it is in order to get the people to know about you, you have to do a lot of traveling, a lot of time away from home, long hours. But like I said, it's not a job, so it becomes something that you just love to do. Like I said, the downside is just it's tiring sometimes.
So what is your future agenda? You want to do something you haven't done you would like to do?
Well, right now we're pursuing having the book, and 2 other projects that I'm working on are being looked at by Sony Pictures and Studio of the Americas in Arizona. So we're looking at making something into a movie, and that's where I haven't been, and that's where I want to go. And cartoon and animated series like that.
Congratulations and good
luck. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.